got enough on there.
Yep. Oh, I better embiggen it for you. There you go. All right, that's live, and I'm gonna resume this game. Just still 1-0 Vancouver.
I'm gonna. Okay. I'm gonna move this a little bit down. Okay, and turn around. Can I come to the other side, or does that not work for you?
Why wouldn't that work for me?
I don't know, because you're watching your little game.
Oh, Howla's playing for Colorado. So Colorado signed Howla.
Okay.
Not in real life on the game. I can't get in trouble for fake footage of the NHL showing up on, right?
I don't know how well you guys can see it, but
I can't get a copyright
through
for that, right?
EA. So just that is through EA, so that should help a bit of it. But he was having trouble figuring out what to do, because either he watched the rest of the game or he'd have to delete everything.
Yeah, I wasn't saving as I went along, so I'd have to just not save anything or sim the rest of this game. And if I sim the rest of this game, somebody's going to get hurt. That's when it's going to be like, hey, 6 of your guys got hurt because you simmed that game. Shame it happened. Post. 1-0 Vancouver halfway through the first period.
When's the Rangers video? Loving the Seattle series.
The Rangers video will be once we get this live stream finished. Oh, Beagle got hurt because I said something. Oh, goody.
Way to go, Shannon.
I didn't see Beagle get hurt. That's the weird part. Well, if he left the ice limping around, then he's not coming back. So you get out of there.
How many points would Gretzky put up today?
Gretzky would still be good for about 150 points over an 80-game schedule. Even with the way the game's played now, he would still score about 150 points. He'd be putting up about 100 assists a year.
I would love to see a Dawson City Nuggets franchise mode. It was a shame they came so short of beating the Ottawa Silver 7 for the 1905 Stanley Cup.
Back in the days of the National Hockey Association and the Challenge, where you'd have a winner of the NHA and then they'd have to survive a challenge from somewhere else. It was more than one league. And maybe we can go back to that this year. We'll just have like a challenge poll. Tampa Bay has to play against teams challenging them for Stanley Cup supremacy.
Were you a big Mike Emmerich fan?
I like Doc Emmerich, good announcer. I know he took a lot of flack over the last couple of years from people, but I like Doc Emmerich. I think he's really solid at his job. So 2-0 Vancouver on that goal. That was Pearson too, wasn't it? Yeah, it's Pearson. That's the second of the game. Horvat and Besser with the assists. So Besser's getting the points going again. That's important. Besser was red hot for this team. Yep, 12-1-1 for Vancouver so far this year. But Colorado comes into this game 8-5, so. Nice shot by Myers, but now he's caught up the ice. Hughes is back with...
This is a video game. He's watching a
Pearson.
Video game. The PlayStation stream, EA's having difficulties today. And so...
Either EA or the whole PlayStation service.
Right.
So, because I tried to do... So, I know ways to troubleshoot when you're having problems connecting to the service because I've had it for many years. And, yeah, it was more than just... our stream. There's something going on with the connection to the service. So if I had tried streaming a different game, it probably would have been the same problem.
No, this is the PlayStation form. He's just simulating a game because that's what he does.
Yep. Well, I watch the games.
Right.
Because if you simulate them, then the result ends up being just crap for your team very often.
Right.
That's 3. 3-0 Vancouver. Goal by JT Miller, 9th of the season, 2 minutes and 11 seconds left in the first. Vancouver's destroying Colorado right now. I think it's because I pulled Holtby in the last game, and I really told them off after that last game. I had some words with Vancouver, and it was out of love, and they understood they didn't want to let their GM down, so they're playing better now. I will take full credit for this. This is all my GMing. It's kind of inspiring when you think about it.
Such a dork.
It's inspiring though.
It's okay. I don't know much about video games either. I really don't. He's watching two teams play, so he gets to control the team.
Well, I switched goalies the last game.
So he can pick players and stuff.
I can change the lines if I want, but I'd rather not. Okay, so 3-0 after the first period for Vancouver.
Are you a Steve Dangle fan?
I'm very proud of Steve for doing what he did. Very much self-made and self-built. He's very good at what he does, and very nice guy too. When we got the copyright strike, he reached out to me within a few hours, and he said,
yeah.
He said, I don't know how much I can do, but I'll help you out if I can. So he got back to me about what my next steps had to be and what I should do. So very nice guy.
They've talked on other occasions as well. Hey, Shannon, love everything you do. I enjoy hypothetical hockey questions. So I have one for you. In a world where up is down and down is up, what would the Jets have to add in a Laine for Eichel trade?
To actually get Buffalo to give up Laine, give up Eichel, you'd have to be adding a center in there as well. You'd have to add, I'm going to say Roslovic, and probably another prospect. I don't know if that would also cost you Perfetti. It would be expensive because Reichel is a player Buffalo simply can't replace. And Laine, while he should be a 50-goal scorer, he's not right now. So you'd have to give up a really hefty price to get Eichel.
Which Canadian franchise has the best shot to be a dynasty? Oilers, Canucks, or Leafs?
The Oilers have McDavid. McDavid's the best player in the game. If they can build the right team around him, then they would have the best chance to be a dynasty. Okay, Colorado makes it 3-1 on the goal there at 7:02 of the second period. Nichushkin with his third goal of the year in their sharp Nordiques jerseys.
He's not watching an NHL game, so.
Nope. I'm watching an NHL video game with all my Stanley Cups lined up in front of the TV. The only way I'm going to see a Vancouver Stanley Cup is to buy the little miniature Stanley Cups, Vancouver, and I can carry that around, hold it over my head like I won.
Should Houston get a franchise? NHL to Houston. Goodness.
Houston is on the radar. If a team ends up getting moved, Houston would be its destination. Tillman Fertitta has already expressed an interest. He has a lot of money. The one thing about Fertitta is apparently he doesn't have the hands-off ownership that you kind of look for with ownership. There's been some stuff that's happened with, I'm pretty sure it's with the Rockets, where he didn't like a coach and he ended up getting. There's some things with Fertitta that I look at and I say, I mean, it would be nice to see a team in Houston, but I don't know. He might be the kind of owner that would be very polarizing. All right, so Colorado scores again at 3-2. That goal is by Ryan Graves. It's also his third goal of the season, 8:36 of the second period. This is a one-goal game.
Should the Quebec Nordiques come back?
I'd love to see the Nordiques come back, but it's not going to happen. Houston would be next on the list of teams or cities that get a team. And for Quebec to get one, it would have to be basically an emergency circumstance.
Do you think momentum will play a huge factor in a shortened season next year?
It always does. Chicago, the last time we had a shortened season, Chicago was great the whole regular season, and then just carried on to the postseason. It was very impressive, and I would expect that would happen again this year. The momentum would be huge.
Which team are you most excited to see play when the season starts?
I'm kind of excited to see how things work out for Vancouver. I want to see how things work out for Vancouver this year. And then I'm going to be really curious to see whether or not Detroit and Ottawa in particular, if they do get better this year, or if it's going to be another lean year for both.
Would I be interested in playing Among Us on Sunday? Probably not. I've never played it. The boys play Among Us quite frequently with their cousins.
That's the one they're screaming at all the time.
Yes. Yeah. It causes a lot of yelling in our house. I've never played it, though. Things I need to do on Sunday, too.
Right after you play Fortnite, right? She's never played Fortnite either.
I've not.
Which I've never played Fortnite either. I installed it at one point, but I never played it.
Never, no. Do you think Arizona will move to Houston?
No, I think Alex Mariuelo will figure something out, whether that's a new building, whether it's improved sales where they're at. I think with Mariuelo's money, I think they have their best chance to survive in Arizona. But it is that chance that they've needed, where they have somebody with deep pockets and a good businessman in charge. Well, I think it'll be at least 4 or 5 years from now before we'd see anything possible with any kind of a move for the Coyotes.
Could Regina get a team soon?
No, Regina's not on the radar. I would look for them to get maybe another Heritage game or another, like maybe a Winter Classic game. They won't get a regular NHL team.
What do you think of the Habs in an all-Canadian division? Maybe your opinion on the top 4?
I don't know that they'd make the top 4. I kind of see them as... What did you do? Why'd you do that? Why do you always destroy things? So Vancouver scored to make it 4-2, and I celebrated by dropping a couple of cans. I honestly think that Montreal is going to end up being behind Edmonton, Toronto. I would think are naturally the top 2. Calgary's probably 3rd. And then I think it's going to be a dogfight for that 4th spot. You've got Winnipeg, you've got Vancouver, and Montreal. Yeah,
this
I know. They're still showing his live.
It's just ridiculous today.
They're still showing his live.
Man.
Because when it freezes like that, it does that. So until I turn this off.
It's just ridiculous. All these live streams in one day at the same time, it's just silliness.
But after I turn this off, once I turn off the PlayStation, it should stop showing those as broadcasting. That's
just silly. I don't know why he has to live stream so much on one day. Man. The other streams, it was EA. EA had issues, so that's why we switched
to... Or the PlayStation completely.
Right. It has something to do with
the network,
that.
The network's
wasn't
not
the
connected.
internet. It wasn't the YouTube, so...
Nope.
Yeah, I'm going to guess there's extra stupid people today because in the States it's a holiday, so maybe they don't have to work or have school, so they have nothing better to do than show how much of a moron they are online. Like I frequently tell my kids, you don't want to try and pretend that you're dumb or make people have that opinion of you. Generally, it's not something you want to do. You like to try and appear to be a good person, a smart person. Some people have missed that lesson.
I really haven't played Call of Duty. I like Battlefield 4 though. Battlefield 4 I used to like playing during the summer. I had a week off from work one year that my son and I would just trade off and we would just play it all day.
I can't imagine. No.
Pearson gets the goal. 5-2 for Vancouver. I think that's a hat trick goal for Pearson. Like that's the Hattie. Yep. Hat trick. Hats are raining down. That's his 4th goal of the season. So Pearson's heating up. That's good news for Vancouver. And I didn't make any trades. So that's good news for me. I didn't make any rash trades because this game's weird where you'll make deals and all of a sudden your team falls apart.
I love your honesty. You know, when you have to deal with morons online all day, every day, you don't really have patience for it. So, and then people get all pissy when you kind of snap at them. Chill. Okay, it's not just you. We have to see all of the assholes online.
I've always found the part that I've always found weird is that, especially with comment section, people can say all this crap, but as soon as I answer it, I'm being a jerk.
Oh, I didn't know you were such a jerk person.
How dare you say that? What? You just told me I'm a moron and I'm an idiot and I should shut up. And so I'm answering you and you're like, oh, how dare you?
I can't believe you talk like this.
I say good day, sir. I said good day. I know this is supposed to work. I call you a moron and you take it. You're
not supposed to read this. Or yeah, we do get that a lot too. Oh, you read these comments? Yeah.
All right, so 6-2. Horvat with the 9th goal. And Besser and Pearson with the assist. Pearson's having a monster game for Vancouver.
Great to see you both again. My question is, do you think Florida fans, because Sunrise is so far from Miami, will finally have enough of the team losing and they'll move? And if so, where they'll move to?
They have a pretty good lease in Florida with Sunrise. If the team was to look into any kind of a relocation, I think the NHL would love to have them in the city of Miami. But it's a matter of having a building that's in the right spot and making sure you're going to make money. I wouldn't rule out Florida being sort of like Arizona. Arizona, it's not working where they're at, but if they're going to move, it's going to be somewhere else in Arizona. And I would think somewhere else in South Florida would be the destination for the Panthers. I know there's always that dream of, they'd move to Quebec. I don't see that ever happening. So Vancouver scores again. Virtanen with the goal. I think that's his 3rd.
By she, do you mean me? You can.
What'd you do, she?
Not.
Oh, his 6th from Miller and Myers.
You could just say you missed my super chat.
What did you do, she?
Love the channel, Shannon. What do my Devils need to do to get back to Stanley Cup contention?
Just patience. The Devils are not that far off. They're not that far off. The Devils, it's going to be a matter of the maturation of Heischer and Hughes. You've got to keep, obviously, Severson, Butcher in your top 4. And there's a lot of good prospects coming up. Ty Smith's going to be good. Blackwood's going to be their starter for likely the better part of the next decade. I don't think New Jersey's that far. It's just going to take some time. It's going to be patience.
What sort of travel plans do you guys have when and if the border opens up?
Virtanen again.
When
the border opens up, we are running to Vegas. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. We will once.
Not right when the border opens up.
Once it's safe to travel, we will be going to Vegas. So it's a matter of once it's safe to travel, I'll get on another death tube and we'll go to Vegas. Not getting on a death boat though. All right, so Francouz is in net.
It will open eventually. It's going to be a while, though.
It's going to be the new year.
And even after it opens, it's going to be a while till it's actually
It's not going to be 100% crossing. Everything's open. It's going to be a very gradual opening.
No, Shannon does not gamble. We like to not just give our money.
No. Gambling means you're losing money. People don't actually, there's people who make a living gambling, but not very many. Gambling in general isn't a lucrative business. That's why there's so many gambling sites.
What's Adam doing? Adam, are you causing trouble? Oh, he's doing all caps, and I'll put you in timeout.
8-2 Vancouver.
No, we don't do gambling. It's
the only gambling I do is 50-50 draws for the Canucks because half of that money goes to charity.
Then it's charity.
And even then, it's just $20.
Do you think the Canes can win with their goalie?
I think Mrazek's good enough for Carolina that they can win. I don't know that they can win 4 rounds with Mrazek or Reimer. I don't know that they have a goalie that can do that. So it's 9-2 Vancouver now. Another goal. That one is by. Oh, they're all celebrating around him. Didn't show me who.
Single sports betting. Are you guys for it or against it? I don't do any.
Oh, that's why they're all celebrating. It's his first goal of the season. It's a holy crap. You finally got one.
we go to Vegas and we don't do.
Yeah, we don't
last
gamble
time we
in Las
did like
Vegas.
$3 on slot machines.
I came out ahead $5 in Las Vegas because of the slot machine at the airport.
Some teams take more than 50 and they're 50-50. Well, the teams don't get any of it.
No, it's between the
None
fans.
of it goes to
it's between the fans
whoever
and the
wins
charity.
it and the charity.
Team gets absolutely nothing out of the 50-50 draw. And for some reason, they're much more popular in Canadian cities than American.
That was weird. Going
remember
to
the
Vegas
50-50 draw in Anaheim too? And we were like, wow, that's small.
Going to Vegas, their 50-50 was so tiny.
Yeah, ours up here are normally over $100,000.
Holy moly. Yeah, it's weird.
And they sell 50-50 tickets everywhere.
Yes.
You go into that Vancouver arena, there's at least 3 people right there selling the tickets.
Yeah.
And they just go up and down the rows constantly to sell tickets all the way through the second period.
There have been reports that Leafs take a fraction. I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
Yeah, I don't think they can.
I don't think they're allowed to.
And that would be so beyond greedy, too. 10-2 Vancouver. They just scored their 10th.
I really, really don't think they can.
It's not worth the risk either.
No.
It's not worth it. It'd be such a small amount of money. It's really not worth it. All right, so Besser gets the 10th goal for Vancouver. Horvat with the assist. So Vancouver's getting all the goals out of the way in this game.
Over under 0.875 for Mike Smith's 2021 save percentage.
He'll be over that. He'll be at least, I would say at least 890. And that's a down year. He should be around 900.
I'm not going to a Raiders game. No. Pass.
We're going to go to a Raiders game?
Not doing
That's
it.
so awesome. We're going to go to a football game. That's going to be
it.
Great. Can you imagine Vegas Heat and a football game?
Oh my gosh.
It's outdoors too. Oh, that'd be so miserable. Nice. Oh, I like the sound of that.
No.
That really sounds like a good idea.
That's on a PlayStation 4.
Yes, it's 10-2 Vancouver.
Don't have a PlayStation 5.
So
we need to be able to buy groceries.
Colorado wears the Nordiques jersey and they're losing 10-2. Nordiques certainly lost a lot of games with double-digit goals against them when they wore those jerseys. Oh, that's something I could do a video on. Never even thought of that.
Which crafts do you do other than sewing? Currently crocheting a Brussels sprout. Okay. Well, right now I'm actually crocheting right now. I used to
Mod Podge
years this morning too. Yeah. Mod Podge, all the things. Years ago, back when my boys were little, I used to design crochet patterns, and I designed a bunch of patterns for toy food. So I made like a pattern for a cheeseburger and a pumpkin, and then I have like apple and banana and orange and all those. But yeah, I actually used to design patterns. But I do crochet. I also knit. I also spin my own yarn. I have a spinning wheel. I spin my own yarn. Sometimes I do beading, but not very often. That's just for fun. Well, I like my Chrissy sweater. Thank you. I like it too. It's really, really big. It's huge, but it's a big. See, look, how fun is that? But it's just a huge, cozy Christmas sweater. Yeah, it's fun. I could go to a football game if you need a really good nap. I'd rather, if I'm in Vegas, I don't want to spend the forever hours at a football game. 4 hours. Yeah, forever hours. I would much rather just wander around Vegas. So, no. Years ago, in my first marriage, my husband loved baseball. And he took me to a Mariners game once. And it was so long and so boring. And I told him, next time I'll go down to Seattle, but I'm going to go wander the pier. You can find somebody off the street to go with you or something. I have no desire to ever go to a baseball game
Third
again.
stars Horvat with a goal and 4 assists.
What perks will there be for season seats post-COVID?
A lot of free crap. Bertanen 2 goals, 2 assists, and 3 hits. Big game for Jake. I'm not trading Jake now. No, Jake Vertanen's not going anywhere. There's going to be a lot of free stuff, probably combined too. Pearson with 3 goals and 2 assists, 5 points in that game. So Vancouver's now 13-1-1. That's insane. That's an insane record. That's ridiculous.
Loom bands. My wife made a ton of those of food people with those before. My son likes loom bands. I've never really used those much.
Wow,
we
Detroit
haven't watched
7 and 6?
Mandalorian yet. We'll watch that tonight.
Detroit 7 and 6?
No, hey, that's awesome. My neighbor has a spinning wool and a loom. I have a loom too. That's right. I have all of the fibery related stuff. I actually have 2 spinning wheels.
She does.
And I do have a weaving loom as well. I have like one of the big, not a floor loom. It's a rigid heddle loom. I have used a drop spindle. I much prefer a spinning wheel though.
A drop spindle? How old are we again? Dear Lord.
Well, that's just like if you want to take your spinning with you. But normally,
now you're just flexing on the internet.
I much prefer a spinning wheel over a drop spindle, though drop spindles
clearly.
can be fun.
Clearly.
But if I'm not going to be at home where I can use my spinning wheel, I'd rather just take my yarn with me. Actually do something with my yarn. Though I'm really bad at actually using my hand spun yarn because it's so pretty. I just like to stare at it.
Yeah, I have that problem too.
I might have
just roll around in it.
A little tub. He's such a dork. He is a dork. Biggest sewing project I've done? Probably quilts. Quilts take forever. Forever.
We're so old.
Did you guys get a new camera? The quality's way better. Did a few weeks ago.
I got a new camera on the other channel, not on this one. That's just it's sunlight and it makes a big difference. And it's
what name did I drop?
What name are you dropping?
I don't know.
You talking about us hanging out with J-Lo or J-Law or
Shannon's jealous that Yvonne has all this creative talent. No, that's not a thing.
Your creative talent or my jealousy?
Sometime when I can afford it, I want to buy a hand-dyed yarn. It's so beautiful. It is really pretty. And I used to own an online store. I used to sell my spun yarn, and every once in a while I would dye either yarn or fiber.
Didn't you tell me that was a front?
Whatever. It was such a pain though, dealing with people
That's not a denial.
Online. So I stopped doing that. But yeah, I used to sell hand dyed yarn and fiber, but I didn't really sell much of my hand spun fiber because it takes so long to spin it.
I just added a first and second round draft pick.
That you have to ask for a lot of money for it, and I always feel bad, and then I really undervalue. So yeah.
What is it offering?
Anyways, I don't think there's very many people that really care about that in this stream.
There are, and I'm actually I'm kind of snickering about it because I know there's people tuning in that are going, wait, what did I just walk into? What's this live stream about? What's going on?
If I miss a super chat, you can just say something.
Okay, so the Detroit Red Wings are 7-6-1.
Sometimes it skips right over them.
All right, so
thoughts
save and
on Will Hobbs siding with Taz?
And FTW.
Okay, I don't even know what it says.
Will Hobbs it's a wrestling thing. I think it's a smart move for his character. There's a lot of really good wrestlers in AEW. And I think they're making all the right moves to actually continue to build their brand and build their company up. I'm finding I much prefer their product to almost everything else. Although Impact has some amazingly fun stuff going on as well, which is funny because Impact, it used to just be, so is it a women's match? All right, well then it'll be watchable. Is it men's? Forget it then.
As a fellow jersey collector, Shannon has really inspired me over the years to grow my set. My rack's suffering. What racks do you use? We get that I use fairly often, actually.
Okay, I was actually looking this morning because, of course, I was. It is the. All right, where is it? I'm trying to find the name for it.
Big
brand's rack. Called Simple Houseware, and it's considered an industrial rack.
You don't want to buy the cheaper ones. Nope. We've tried that, and they fall apart.
Snap. They snap.
It's not worth the money because then you just have to replace them soon.
So heavy duty, red, done. So the ones that I use they have like a Z bracket in the bottom, which is for stability, and that helps. They don't fall over like the other ones. The other ones do tend to fall over.
And they're wobbly. Yeah. These are actually really
These ones
strong.
Don't fall over. And it's the two closest ones here, or this close one here and the one behind it. The two that are closest to the wall, I've had problems with those ones falling over before. It's a straight bracket, and it just if you're trying to push it and it gets any kind of resistance, it'll just fall right over. This one does not. So, and they're lower, but I can raise.
Ever wash them? Like wash the jerseys or the racks? Because of course he washes the. I don't know. It just says, "Do you ever wash them?" Of course he washes his jersey because.
I just don't wear any jersey for more than like 10 minutes at a time.
That's true.
So just generally for live streams, that's the longest I wear any single jersey.
But about every load of laundry I do, there's a jersey or two in it.
Yep. This one, even the first day that I got it, I spilled something on it.
He's special, so we definitely wash jerseys here.
All right, enter rest mode.
Any surprise moves this offseason?
From here, if we get a season, that'll be a surprise move of when it is. I'm kind of surprised, mildly surprised at Chara still being out there and still trying to make up his mind about whether or not he's going to play again next year. And I was pleasantly surprised Vancouver picked up Holtby. I think there's a lot of people that kind of, were upset with this and, it's a downgrade from Markstrom. Well, yeah, he makes a lot less than Markstrom, and he doesn't have a no movement clause. So that's why they went to Holtby. I thought it was a really smart move.
Hello, Vegas Rhonda.
Oh, Vegas Rhonda. She's from Vegas and her name's Rhonda.
Dork.
I miss me a dork. You know what? I really miss Vegas.
You're supposed to get to go to Vegas for Christmas this year.
Yeah, I miss Vegas tremendously. I miss going there. I miss the people. I miss the shows. The shows got shut down again. So,
yeah.
Sadly, my favorite dancer's out of work again for now, for a few weeks at least. And hopefully she gets back at it.
Will Montreal have a deep playoff run next year?
If Montreal gets in the playoffs, they're going to be dangerous. When you've got Carey Price in net and you've got Nick Suzuki up front, who's the next Patrice Bergeron, they're going to be dangerous. Romanov on the point, too. If he can get that power play going, look out.
Okay, first off, I would have no desire to move to Vegas. Second,
but
you can't just decide to move to another country.
Summerlin.
It does not work like that.
We could just move to Summerlin.
Despite what you may hear, you cannot just move
or Henderson
to another country. I have no desire to live there. I love visiting there. No desire at all to live there.
We could, but I can't.
No.
I can't.
None.
I can.
I quite enjoy living in Canada.
One thing I thought, how in the world would I import my jerseys?
No.
How would I import them and have them convinced that I'm not smuggling somehow? How would I do that? Because there's no way if all of this was going through the border, they wouldn't have some serious questions.
There's a lot of reasons of why no.
How much would that cost to get all of that shipped?
Stupid amount.
That would be thousands and thousands of dollars just to get this shipped to Vegas, wouldn't it? That'd be a lot of money.
No. I like it here.
That would be so much money.
No.
And then everybody be showing up going, well, we'll take those off your hands.
Oh my gosh.
Get
those already.
Clayton and Lewis would be in the car quick. Let's go to Shannon's. He's got to get rid of jerseys. Let's go.
I'll lead the way.
We're going to do this together. You wear them down and I'll grab the jerseys.
Where do you get your jerseys? Shannon's done several videos about
I did a video the other day too on so kind of like a Christmas guide. Kind of like a Christmas buying guide. Going over the Black Friday deals and whatnot. Sports Buff, which used to be Ice jerseys, they're doing 20% off. I know last time I looked, they didn't have any really new product. But yeah, there's a lot of places
with
still. With Clayton.
Clayton and from Shannon.
Yeah, Clayton.
Wait, what are we doing? Okay.
Just saying, if I was moving to the States and I had to get rid of jerseys,
which would never happen
because getting these across the border would be an absolute nightmare.
Why am I stealing your jerseys? He was talking about if he moved to Vegas, which would never happen.
Yeah.
There's no way we could move all the jerseys.
No. No, it would be a nightmare. Just logistically, it would be a nightmare.
And then we'd have to live in Vegas.
Right. Well, I don't mind
Please
the idea
move
of
to
living in
Vegas.
Vegas. I don't mind the idea of moving to Vegas. I don't.
Pass. I do
I
mind.
did hear that Vatanen was still on
I would love
Carolina's,
to steal. I mean, borrow your juice.
Carolina's radar.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-huh.
No. Have you ever been to Eastern Canada? I have not.
I lived in Newfoundland. I lived in Ontario, but I was so young that I have very few memories of that.
I will keep them safe in Canada. Oh no. Why not move to the States? No.
Yeah, read the rest of them.
Oh, yeah, I said people who never lived anywhere else. Yeah, pass.
I love living in Canada.
I really like Canada.
I do.
I'm good. Thank you.
And it's not an insult to the United States when we say it. It's just
I know there have been people that
like
get irritated with that. I do like living where I live.
I do. Even though the taxes are higher here than they would be in the U.S.
But we don't have to pay to go to the hospital.
But I can understand why millionaire hockey players say, I'd rather live in the States. I understand it. I may not like it, but I understand it.
Did you ever visit Montreal or Quebec in general to the French side of the country?
Sadly, no. Not yet.
I have not. Neither one of us has done much traveling.
I really need to get my French and sort of thrust it in the direction of Quebecers.
They would be really impressed.
I think if we went to like a really, really French part of the country
the French part
doesn't like English speakers, I think my French would be really popular. Evening,
I don't know if they would find
de la frère, dame la baguette, et vous. Thank you.
You can't just add a vous. That doesn't work.
You can. That's thank you.
No.
Thank you is a vous.
Evening, you too. We got some of that Canada cold over here in Galway. Great to stroll around. And here's a hot whiskey on me.
I'm going to have that song stuck in my head now.
We're in the not snow part of Canada.
I'm going to have that Ed Sheeran song stuck in my head now.
I don't know Ed Sheeran songs.
You do. That's the one, Galway Girls, the one where he's dancing around with her. The whole video shot.
Oh, you showed me the video.
Person. It's a great video. Right. I like Ed Sheeran, which is surprising because I do mostly listen to metal.
I don't listen to that kind of music at all.
No, she's a metalhead.
But we live in the
welcome to the ELC
snow part of Canada. We also don't have hot here. It very rarely gets over 30, which is fantastic. Yeah, it's great.
Galway Girl is good. It's a very good song.
Okay. All right. Take your word for it.
Do you want me to play it?
I'm good, thank you.
You sure?
I'm positive. Thank you.
It's a good song.
Okay.
Ed Sheeran's cool.
Okay. He's funny.
He is. We are
in southern BC. We're right by the border. Like most people that live in BC.
Most Canadians live right along the border because we got to keep an eye on things.
That's true.
We've got to make sure that things are okay, and we've got to protect the country. And it's really cold up there. So it's bloody cold. It is.
It's really, really cold. And if you go too far north, you get really big bugs. Those black flies are horrible. So.
And then there's just a lot of nothing too.
Do you guys like corn? Yes.
Very much so.
With a case of the van. Yes. Corn is fantastic. I really like I was going to say new album, but it's not that new. The newest album is great. I have listened to it a lot.
My favorite song of theirs is still Coming Undone.
They have lots of.
Evolution's pretty good too, though.
The North is cold. Yes, North is cold. We don't have the cold. We just have the really dark and rain. I
still remember when I was a kid and we were watching the weather, and sometimes the satellite kind of cuts out at certain parts, so you're looking at the weather and it's showing how the clouds are moving, and then all of a sudden up north, all the clouds disappeared. And my mom and I laughed, and we went, "Oh, look, the Arctic didn't have any cloud. It just went poof." And then my dad came out and explained to us how it was too cold to have clouds. And we just sat there and listened to him and sort of nodded our heads, and he went away, and we're like, What?
Oh my
Too
God.
cold for clouds? Where'd they go? And then we mocked him as soon as he'd left the room. Like, what is too cold for
Oh my gosh,
clouds?
that's funny.
Too cold
Favorite
for clouds.
Canadian rapper besides Drake?
Drake doesn't consider himself a rapper.
Remember
they were talking about that last night.
Ask this question at all.
I
first off don't like Drake.
I like Swollen Members, though I don't think they're together anymore.
I don't.
Pretty sure they're not
Canadian rappers.
And Sweatshop Union.
Pass.
And crap. Anybody in and around that group, and I know they're all they do solo acts and they do stuff together. Yeah. Anybody in that group, because again, I know they do solo acts and stuff together. I've had you listen to Sweatshop Union.
I don't know.
But again, that shows my age too, because that's not like a new artist.
This is not.
Swollen Members is not a new artist either.
Okay, I don't listen to this kind of music, so favorite Canadian country artist? Guys, come on. I don't know. None. Zero of them.
If I had to pick a Canadian country artist.
None. There are no. That's not a thing.
I just see a black hole of despair when I think about it. Would have been Shania back in the day. I definitely would have picked Shania.
Canadian. Shannon.
Alanis Morissette.
Yvonne, Metallica or Megadeth? Metallica.
I think everybody would answer Metallica. Even Megadeth would answer Metallica. Dave Mustaine would be crying when he said it, but
Metallica is great. So, Katie Lang.
Not as a favorite.
Wait. What's Josh saying? Can't stand metal, but John Bon Jovi's voice is too much. Oh, can stand metal. John Bon Jovi's just there's nothing good there. No.
John Bon Jovi's voice is fantastic.
No, it's not.
I need to play Blaze of Glory because
do you like 80s metal rock music? No.
I do.
Shannon does.
So
nope.
Turn Up the Radio is like one of the greatest anthem songs ever. Just great. I used to listen to that all the time. If I wanted to make good time on my way to work, I'd put that on my Walkman and I knew I'd motor. Have that, and then Here I Go Again by Whitesnake would always be on my.
Oh, Shannon's a Trooper fan. He loves Trooper.
Oh God, no. No, we've had games where we've been to, and then in the third period, just as game's winding down, there's a Trooper song will come on, and then I get really mad and I swear.
It's funny
because I'm like, we almost made it through a game without Trooper, and we can't make it through a game without Trooper. Why do we have to play Trooper?
Bon Jovi is not metal. But
they're not.
Fear Inoculum is really good. I do.
Bon Jovi's rock music.
No, boo. I don't like
I wouldn't even qualify
I do like
them as
Smashing
hair metal.
Pumpkins.
Smashing Pumpkins is very good.
Yeah, I do like them. I listen to them a lot in high
Doesn't everybody listen to Smashing Pumpkins?
If you're our age, yes.
At some point, everybody has.
Hey, Shannon, how do you think the Red Wings do this year? And would you ever visit Michigan?
I would totally visit Michigan. We want to do an East Coast swing at some point after things get better, which should be in the spring. And I think Detroit's going to be better this year. They're not going to be a playoff team, but they should be better this year. And it's all about looking to the future for the Wings.
Do you like grunge bands? I do. Shannon, not so much.
You don't like Pearl Jam?
No, I don't.
I like Pearl Jam. She doesn't.
I don't like Pearl Jam.
You like the one that sounds like them.
Weird Al's great.
Weird Al was great live. We went to a Weird Al concert, and it was fantastic. Really, really fun show.
Do we like Tool? Tool is the best.
I think I have 5 Tool t-shirts now.
Tool is great. I've seen Tool in concert quite a few times because
I just don't wear Tool shirts when I'm doing videos or live streams because no.
What?
Well, because then if I say something and then people want to say, "Oh, look how stupid he looks," yeah, then I have the word Tool across my.
But a lot of their shirts don't say Tool.
No, I know the one I got from the membership. The membership one doesn't say Tool on the front.
I'm thinking,
but it doesn't have much of anything on the front either. So
art, right? That's true. Most of mine I've cut them up and made it so it is on the front. How many stadiums have you been to? Which is your favorite?
You know what? I know this is going to sound biased. I like Rogers in Vancouver. I think it's an easy one to make your exit from. I think the seating is nice. I think the sound is good.
You can see from every seat, and you can actually get out.
And the one knock on Vegas, they're all going out one door.
It takes forever to get out.
It's like, there's exits all the way around the Vancouver stadium, and it's kind of too bad that Vegas isn't set up so you can do that as well. And I get it, they can't, but it is arduous getting out. And I honestly thought that the experience at the game, I prefer the Vancouver one. The stanchions all light up in Vancouver, which is really cool.
I was really surprised that they don't in Vegas.
They didn't in Anaheim either.
Seems like but Vegas is a new building, and that
you would think they'd have that in there.
Thing.
Just the LEDs and the stanchions are so much fun in Vancouver.
Coming at you live from the Sci-Fi Diner at Disney World. Oh.
I miss Disney.
We were supposed to go to Disneyland.
Yep.
Oh. How good was Kovalchuk in his prime?
Kovalchuk was the best goal scorer in the league in his prime, and that was he was OV before OV was OV, but he was fantastic.
Where were we during the 2011 riot? Home.
I was at home.
Weren't most people at home?
I was at home, and then I found something else to watch. I was like, well, there you go. Thanks, Vancouver. Thanks.
I was surprised how small T-Mobile Arena is.
It is.
It's designed very
but it has to fit into
different.
A small...
Yeah, it's very...
Yeah, it has to fit into because Vegas, you have a lot of space that's already taken up on the strip, so it had to fit into a small area. Vancouver, it's the same thing. Where they had a very small footprint, they were able to put the building in. It means that the seats are more vertical. You don't have a bad seat in the house.
Right.
And Vegas and Vancouver both have that in common, where there isn't really a bad seat in the house. You have to watch that
steep incline in Vegas.
Yes.
We haven't watched the season finale of Supernatural.
No, I've heard about it.
I have heard about it a bit.
I know people weren't happy, but people are never happy.
Oh, see, and I have a ton of friends that thought it was great.
Yeah. I know Jim Beaver, the one that plays Bobby, he actually deactivated his Twitter because he was tired of getting slack for the finale.
Wow.
Yeah.
American Airlines Center is one of my favorites. Went to so many Stars games while at UNT.
I need to go to Dallas. I know we need to go to Dallas.
There's a lot of places we need to go to.
But Dallas is a cheap trip.
Right now, we don't get to go anywhere.
Like flying out of Seattle, you go through Vegas, and then you go to Dallas. So right. I would like to do a trip where we go to Vegas, we go to Dallas, and then come back. That would be a lot of fun. I would love to go to Dallas.
Nationwide Arena is great until this cannon scares me to death. I think that would startle me quite a bit.
I would laugh so hard.
Because Shannon thinks it's hilarious.
I would think that was so funny.
We have been to T-Mobile in Vegas. We've gone to 2 Vegas games.
Yep.
We were supposed to go to 3, but the apocalypse ruined
the world closed down, so I couldn't wear my Dallas jersey for a game that didn't happen. That was
sad. We were going to get to go.
St. Patrick's Day game was Dallas and Vegas, and I was going to wear my Dallas jersey.
But no. Boo.
I was all set to go, and nope, didn't happen.
It did shut down right.
It was quick.
Like, it was I think we made our final decision like the day before we were supposed to fly out, right?
No,
it was 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
We had like a week of,
Yeah, and we made the right call because they closed everything right after we canceled. And thankfully Vegas gave full refunds.
Oh yeah, it was no problem. No problem getting
But the optimist in me wants to book a trip next year.
So much flight credits right now.
And that's part of the reason why I'd love to be able to do that.
We have what? 6
I've got
flights?
credits. I've got credits with Spirit and with Alaska.
And don't we have was it a lot? No, who was it we were flying to California with? The other one.
I don't know. You booked that one.
I forget.
I didn't book that one.
We have a few. We have credits.
Could have been Southwest or whatever it was.
No, I was thinking Delta, but I could be wrong.
Oh, it could be Delta. That sounds about right. But yeah, so we've got all those flight credits, and I'd like to book a trip.
Have we ever been outside of North America? I have.
I haven't. So watching Emily in Paris is another chance for her to go. I've been there.
Been there.
I've been
there. I do
there.
that to the kids too. I've been there. Oh, I've been there.
Yeah. At least I've been to the Eiffel Tower, though. So,
the one in Vegas.
It's the same.
Just significantly smaller.
No, it's not. It's the same. It's the same size.
No.
So it's an American feet rather than French feet. And the French feet are smaller feet. So French people have smaller feet. So since it's bigger feet, it means that the one in the States is actually the same size as the Eiffel Tower.
Is this the whole Napoleon argument?
In French. Huh?
Is this the whole Napoleon argument?
Well, Napoleon built the Eiffel Tower, but no. Napoleon built the Eiffel Tower so he can invade Russia. That's why it's so tall, so that he can see into
moving
Russia.
on. Thank you for all the work you always put in. Love your channel. Stay safe, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's pretty much the same thing.
It's the same.
Hitler never conquered the Eiffel Tower because the elevator was broken.
Well, and yeah, I mean, and that's why he wanted it, was for being able to see into Russia. But Russia had put up, by that point, Russia had figured it out, and that's why the Iron Curtain was up. So the Iron Curtain was an actual physical curtain.
Okay,
I know people think it's metaphysical or metaphorical, but well, it could be.
Careful, we're getting to 1812 territory.
Could be metaphysical.
Yeah. See, look what you guys started.
So the Iron Curtain.
No. Okay. Anyways, moving on.
Was actually not 100% made of iron. There were parts that were made of tin.
Does Crosby get another cup before he retires?
I don't know if Pittsburgh has another Stanley Cup run in them. You'd have to have quite a run from Jari in order to get there, and I don't know that they have that in them, but I've learned not to bet against Sidney Crosby.
Oh, you guys. No encouraging him. That doesn't help. No.
Well, that's why the Russians put up the Iron Curtain, because of the Eiffel Tower. The curtain wouldn't have been there. And you see, and then the curtain kept moving further and further west.
Oh, you guys are trying.
You know how hard it is to move a curtain that's 8,000 feet tall? It was an 8,000 foot tall
Have you ever been to Maple Leaf Gardens for a game back in the day?
Sadly, no. Maple Leaf Gardens, much like the Boston Garden, it's one of those things that it's a shame I did not experience that. Like the Odd in Buffalo, right? The Odd in Buffalo was supposed to be absolutely an experience all in and of itself.
Will we ever see something more embarrassing than the Leafs losing to a Zamboni driver in our lifetime?
I'll say yes. I'll say yes, there will be something more embarrassing than that. We just don't have any way of knowing what it is yet. So
I can only imagine how hard it was to put up an iron curtain.
Do you know the real tricky part is, so you've got the curtain rods, right? So it's an 8,000 foot tall curtain. And then it's the base that you have to have in there.
Anyway.
Now, with the Eiffel Tower being able to see, and I think the Eiffel Tower is what, 6,000 feet tall? That's why the Iron Curtain had to be 8,000 feet tall. Because it had to be taller. And then going over the Ural Mountains with
thing also involves the Leafs.
The Ural Mountains, being as tall as they are, do you make the curtain 8,000 feet on top of the Urals?
Which Canucks game did you enjoy watching the most last season? Playoffs excluded.
That Florida game we went to was a lot of fun to watch, where they absolutely destroyed the Florida Panthers. That was a fun game because there was no tension in it at all. It's fun to watch a blowout and just relax. Although I felt bad for their goaltenders.
I hope, but that this doesn't end up happening. But what if there's no season?
Then we go into basically some kind of an unknown where without the NHL, you don't have an AHL either. The ECHL is already holding on by a thread because teams have been backing out. Junior hockey's already having problems. I don't know. Then we're counting down to the draft. And then the draft is this great free-for-all because there's going to be a lot of prospects who haven't played or have played very, very little. And so the draft is the biggest free-for-all unknown that we've ever seen. And then deciding draft order, deciding the rules for exposure for Seattle's expansion draft, which happens next year. Everything is up in the air, and it becomes a complete and total mess. And then the TV contract that's up next year, too, for the NHL, that could potentially take a major hit if there's no season.
Do you see the fans back in buildings if this virus doesn't go away for a number of years? It should.
It should go away. By this time next year, it should be back to some semblance of normal. What'll happen is, in order to get into the arena, you're going to have to prove they've been vaccinated. That's what it's going to be. And so I don't know what the capacity is going to look like, but it'll gradually ramp up, and it'll just be, you just have to have been vaccinated. And eventually, over the next couple of years, I would think a majority of people will get that done. And then once you have a certain number that have it, then the spread drops tremendously.
What if we have 3 vaccines now? They're 90+% effective. That's good. We need.
But the
more.
AstraZeneca one, there's some questions about. There's some questions about their research.
And get it out to people.
But there's supposed to be a bunch all coming out.
And I think that'll also be beneficial because they all work slightly different. There are different things about it. So
your doctor will recommend which one you should get.
Yeah, so that's good. That would be really a good thing. If there's more than one that are very effective, that would be great. That's what we need. And with all of the scientists of the world working on it, that's going to happen. But that's only to our benefit. That'd be great. But yeah, it won't go away.
No.
Just like other things haven't gone away. But it gets to a point where it's not this thing that we have to avoid everybody. And it's a rare thing. And then they can more focus on helping people heal from it and not having as disastrous of consequences as it is now.
Yep.
But that's hard to do when so many people are getting really, really sick from it.
Yep.
Should the Canucks add more lights and a tunnel like the Sharks and the Knights during entrance? The Vegas playoff intro is so amazing.
I don't know that the Canucks would ever do that kind of an intro. They've already got like kind of a unique setup with the way they come out on the ice. I like the Canucks intro. I mean, I guess they could add something, some kind of orca mouth they come out of, but then that'd be weird with Finn too. Is any big mom? I mean, if the Flyers could come out of Gritty, that'd be great. If they had a giant Gritty head that the Flyers skated out of, that'd be kind of nice. The Flyers should have a Gritty jersey, actually. Have a jersey with his face on the front. But Vancouver, I think their entrance is just fine. I don't think they need to dress it up.
They do really fun with all the lights on the ice.
They have a pretty cool entrance now as it is.
It does, yeah. It looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. With COVID, we will have to worry about the anti-vaxxers. Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and I don't care. I'll get mine. Jersey. I don't care. Yeah, the Flyers have always had the same logo on the front of their jersey. They don't really change
eyes on the Flyers helmet.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Something along those lines would be really, really nice.
Yeah, that's funny.
And if you run into them, they squeak. Like his hands squeak. So or their gloves squeak. So if they're fighting, be squeak, squeak, squeak. That'd be great.
Hard to take them serious, wouldn't it?
That'd be awesome if their gloves squeak. Like Gritties. And they have to give them the big belly too, so they can roll it around.
Well, the Sharks moved to Oakland.
No. The Sharks right now, there's a lot of saber rattling going on with San Jose and with City Council.
It'd be really expensive
the Sharks aren't going to move. I think it's just a threat like, hey, if you guys take away our parking, we're going to move the team. I don't think it's going to happen.
That would be really, really expensive.
Something will get worked out with the city, or Google's going to do something to help out, or something along those lines, but I don't think they're going to move.
And Pucky the whale would just lay on Gritty and suffocate him. Gritty's a national treasure. Gritty's great.
Gritty's fantastic.
He is. He's great. They did good with Gritty. I am a fan of Gritty. Gritty's fantastic.
And he just takes a hat off a visiting fan and flings it.
I don't understand the hate so-called jersey collectors have for the Wild Wing. Lots of people think it is one of the worst reverse retros. It's the holy grail of hockey jerseys, and I'm going to get it.
It is interesting.
I'm so not surprised that
the divergence.
People want that jersey.
It's the divergence between that crowd. And the funny thing is, I hated it when it came out. I remember when it came out, I laughed so hard. I was like, Korea and Solani are going to wear that. But there is something really fun about it. And now we're at a time where I think it's been long enough since they wore it that, they can wear it. And what's interesting is, the logo on it, so I took a really close look on the Adidas site. Yeah. It's just the outline. So, like my Tampa one, it's not like there's a big logo on the front. It's just the outline is stitched on it. We were talking about that. And it's really interesting. So when I get it, I will definitely take a close look at that one, because that one I'm really interested to see how the logo is made. And and how the whole thing is done, because it's a really interesting design. And I don't think it's a big deal. It's not like they're changing to that full time.
Nah. It's one that we've talked about before, that it's one of those jerseys that are so sought after and they go for so much money.
They're really expensive.
It's smart of them to make it because people will buy it.
That'll sell.
You want a jersey that people are going to buy.
So if the Blues ever do bring out the trumpet jersey, it's because it's going to sell.
It'll be so ugly.
It will sell. Ugly sells.
Because it's really ugly.
Look at Iggy Pop. Iggy Pop has sold a lot of records. He's not a good-looking man. He will admit he's not a good-looking man.
What does that have to do?
Tom Waits, not a good-looking man.
So irrelevant.
He's famous.
Oh my goodness.
He's a legend. But if you put Tom Waits on a jersey, I don't know how many people are going to want that jersey. I don't know that if the Islanders come out and said, "Hey, here's our Tom Waits jersey."
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if people are going to want to buy that.
Such a dork. I'm mad how expensive the Wild Reverse Retro is. Oh my gosh.
A Lyle Lovett jersey.
A lot of them are, yeah.
Just imagine a Lyle Lovett jersey.
Why don't the Ducks switch to the Mighty Duck logo full time instead of that webbed D? Boring.
I don't mind their current logo. I think it's kind of sharp, and I think using the Mighty Ducks on throwbacks and thirds, I think that's a really smart move for them. I understand. The Mighty Ducks logo when it first came out, I thought was terrible, but it has grown on me over the years as well. But I don't think they changed back to it full time. I could see them changing back to the original colors and putting their current logo on the front, because that'd be fantastic.
You guys just keep encouraging Shannon.
I'm just saying, if ugly is what decides it, then explain Tom Waits.
Yeah, they're all for this. Can't wait to get my Wild Wing jersey.
Agreed. I'm anxious to get my Wild Wing jersey.
New York Rangers jersey featuring Lady Liberty skating similar to the Penguins logo. Fierce and determined.
Do you know what I want? Now I want a Lady Liberty as a Wild Wing.
Bad.
A Lady Liberty's a Wild Wing where she's bursting through the ice with the torch above her head. And then the Islanders can do the fisherman bursting through the ice with his head over his head.
That's what I said.
Johnny Canuck.
Shannon's just kind of going.
Oh my God. Every team needs to do that now. Every team needs a Wild Wing themed jersey. We need all 31 teams.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
For Montreal, it can be UP, right? You can have UP bursting. Flyers, it's gritty. UP? Holy crap. This works so well. This is a great idea. This is a great idea. Every single team needs to do it. And Nashville, it can be the Meth Tiger. The Meth Tiger bursting through the ice with his big meth eyes and the giant blue teeth. Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. See what you guys have done.
Oh, that'd be great.
This is all on you.
Dallas, it could be a giant mooterist just coming through the ice. Just a big mooter eye head bursting through the ice. No body, just a fist and a head. And there it is. And the Red Wings would just put out one with a silver stripe and go, there's ours bursting through the ice. There's nothing on it. Isn't there, though? Pretty sure there is. And that'd be it. The Oilers, it could be Oily the oil can bursting through the ice. And there could be like little oil splashes.
Oily the oil can for years.
You can have.
There's new people going, wait.
There'd be drops of oil like splashed all over the jersey. So it looked like there's this oil everywhere. And then as the players skated, it'd be hypercolor, so it would gradually turn black. You could say the oil's running. It's an oil slick. Oh, man, this could be so great. I want every logo bursting through the ice. I want everybody to follow the Wild Wing.
The Avs could have Sasquatch.
Yes. They could be their Squatchies. We could say, did you get the new Avalanche Squatchy? Sure. You got your Oily from the Oilers? I did. I got my Oily and her Squatchy. Let's go to the game.
Gosh. Oh.
Islanders would be fishy. You can have fish sticks on the
thumbnail
shoulders.
Makes me laugh. What did you do on the thumbnail this time?
Just kind of look. I don't know. Because it was just a quick kind of thing. Could be a cannon bursting through the ice for Columbus. With big gun arms on it.
Somebody just said the Columbus cannon.
Big guns.
Kings could have King Arthur. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Capitals, it'd be the Eagle. The Jets, it'd be a jet. I mean, I guess this works. It works on so many levels. Every team needs to have this.
Sasquatch would have to burst out first.
He could be doing like a kung fu pose as he comes through the ice. Like a sidekick.
Stinger for Columbus.
Jumping sidekick.
Why do
Stinger
people dislike the Isles
Stinger
watching their
with
games?
the cannon.
Unpredictable.
Stinger's holding the cannon while he's
their
bursting
logo's
through the
winning.
ice. He could be doing a karate kick too. He's kicking out with one foot and he's got his hand on the cannon. You have the greatest jerseys ever.
Oh my gosh. The Leafs doing me golf balls and clubs.
Can't say that.
Oh.
Well, no,
Oh.
see, the Leafs.
Gary Bettman said it. It wasn't
The
me.
Leafs would burst through the ice at the start of the season, and then their jerseys would change through the season, and they'd eventually start to drop. So see, and then Canucks, it'd be like a flip book where it gradually goes from Johnny Canuck to the Flying V, bursting through the ice. So it just gets uglier. It gets uglier as the season goes along. Gradually.
V?
You can turn a Johnny Canuck into a V.
No.
You can. That's why there's so many V's in Johnny Canuck. There's 4 of them.
How would the Tampa Wild Wing version work?
Well, Tampa's...
Shannon needs to make a list and video on mascot ideas.
Well, Tampa's got Thunderbug. They have their mascot's fantastic. It's Thunderbug, I think, is their mascot. You could totally do that. That would totally work. That'd be great. Dallas could be whatever the hell their mascot is, bursting through the ice or landing from space or whatever the hell he is.
How about a jersey with Bettman bursting the ice?
How good would it? You know what? We need a jersey with Bettman like Superman, where he's just like opening his shirt and there's like a Superman style logo, but it's got a B on it, and he's got like, and it could be saving hockey teams everywhere is the slogan. That'd be great. And Bill Daly's face would be on the shoulders.
Oh my goodness.
That's a great jersey idea. People need to be writing this down because this needs to be a thing. I imagine Discord should have a bunch of mock-ups. There should be a bunch of mock-ups on Discord of all these jerseys. Everybody needs a Wild Wing. So we need to see all 31 teams, and 32 when Seattle comes in because of Kraken bursting through the ice. That'd be fantastic too. And you could have fun with it. You could do like NFL too. You could do NFL teams with what is a brown? I don't know. What does it look like when it bursts through the ice? I don't know. Let's find out what a brown looks like when it's bursting through the ice.
Oh, goodness.
Just imagine reverse retro Wild Wing, all 32 teams. Fans would go nuts.
Okay.
Everybody needs a Wild Wing.
Everybody. Need to move on.
Why? You're scared. You're scared of what I've created.
Shannon gets on these crazy tangents, and you guys all encourage him, and he just gets further and further and further.
I'm just picturing these in my head, and they're all beautiful. I'm going, yep, Vegas, the night flying through, yep, But it needs to have like the sword needs to be 3D, so it kind of flops around while they're skating around on the ice. So the sword's actually a sword. It's actually like
such a bad idea, Shannon.
It's not a bad idea. It's a great idea. It's a fantastic idea. And then they can have sword fights during the game. They can be on the bench like this.
Bunch of boys, they would totally do that.
Yeah. Oh, there's Smith and Marshall, so they missed their line change because they're having a sword fight again.
This is safe to come out from under the desk or Shannon coming. Yeah, you came out at just the perfect time to see Shannon sword fighting with his chest. You're welcome. And this is why you guys turn into live streams.
Oh, God.
See, and I always wonder about the people that this is their first live stream and they only see your regular videos. And it's just Shannon standing here talking and every once in a while making the wise-ass comment. And then you come to this live stream and you're like, wait, what the hell is Shannon doing? What is he talking about? What's going on here?
We need 3D projectiles coming out of jerseys. We need 3D jerseys. When are we getting 3D jerseys? That'd be great.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be awesome.
Sword fighting.
Just imagine Peter DeBoer quits in between the first and second period. I'm done. I can't do this crap anymore.
Live streams are not for the faint of heart. I always feel bad for the first time.
Come on, sword fight. That'd be just great.
Like, what? This is so different from his regular videos. I don't know what's going on. And that's when we get the comments of, why don't you just talk about hockey?
This is what happens when I talk
You're
about
supposed
hockey.
to be talking about hockey on here. Why are you guys talking about others? Yeah, see, now then you
It is way
Shannon
too easy for me to just...
sword fighting with his chest.
I'm picturing Vegas against Philly. All the Flyers are out there with their gritty jerseys. And the Vegas guys are on the bench too busy sword fighting to get out on the ice. And just how amazing that would look.
Sword fighting.
And somewhere, somebody from ESPN's going, and they want us to give them a contract. What is this crap? We'll put them on the Ocho. This belongs on the Ocho. This is totally not going on the main network. And then it ends up on the Ocho with sword fighting squirrels. Whatever's on the Ocho that day, or light your hedgehog on fire and fling it at the sun.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that'd be great.
Okay. Anyways, there should be mascot fights during intermission.
There is. Gritty will find any mascot that's within 50 miles of him and beat the crap out of him. He's not busy knocking people down.
I usually multitask while watching, but I've completely stopped what I was doing before because you had to see the sword fight. So that's how you sword fight. That's how normal people.
Well, if it's on your chest, right? If it's on your chest, on the jersey.
That's what people are going to be picturing with the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah. You're welcome, Vegas. People are like, yay, they finally take us seriously. Wait, what did he say? Oh, crap. We just got those nifty new jerseys.
Just like to apologize for Shannon.
You sound like Will Ferrell as Alex Trebek. Yeah. I'd like to apologize to what happened during round 1.
Okay. Finn fights with the fans. Well, he always tries to bite people's heads.
Yeah, he does.
That's funny.
So for the Canucks,
I apologize for greatness.
For the Canucks Wild Wing,
encourage him.
For the Canucks Wild Wing, you could have like Finn's head coming up a little bit 3D, and then you'd see players like trying to,
That looks semi inappropriate.
Right. But it's not a penalty. It's not a penalty for somebody shoving somebody's head into your chest. Hugging's not a penalty, right? So, you could just
Sean Connery versus Alex Trebek.
Those are fantastic. Those are great. But especially when you have Turd Ferguson up there, too. It's funny. It's a big hat. It's funny.
It's funny.
Look at Fans in the back. Yeah, look at
that. That's correct. That's correct.
That's incorrect. Yeah, that's correct. He had a pal, too. Scrappy dude. Used to drive around in vans solving mysteries.
Okay. Is that this or War of 1812? Right. Don't get him started. Shh. This is still a family show. No, what was in that can Shannon was sipping? No, see, you guys haven't ever seen Shannon drinking. I'm just... he does get really goofy when he drinks, and he gets so giggly. This is just getting silly.
The Bruins need to have a jersey that's like, the Fuzzy Bear. Python. The Fuzzy Bear? A jersey that's just completely fuzzy. That's just like carpeting. You can still have the Bruins logo on it because you've got to have some dignity. But the entire jersey could be brown and just all fuzzy, just the whole thing. So the guys are just sitting on the bench just petting themselves because it's nice and reassuring. And then you'd never have to worry about them getting depressed because be like, okay, pet yourself. You had a rough shift. Just okay, Brad. Just do this, Brad.
That's
okay.
Not inappropriate in any way.
Just your hands, Brad. Just your hands.
Shannon. Okay. What? Okay. No. Oh, you guys, no. Okay, you don't need to encourage this kind of behavior. I want that jersey.
Just wouldn't that be nice?
I'm fine with it.
Nice and soft. You just pat the jersey.
Are we going to have a hockey season?
I think so. So the NHL site's still doing 31 and 31, which is 31 teams in 31 days doing season previews. The coaches are still being told we will have a season. So when they're asking, the NHL saying, yes, we're going to have a season. Major League Baseball eventually just capitulated. And I think the owners eventually will capitulate, or the players do. One way or the other, you end up with a season. The owners can't just not have a season and not pay anybody. So I think we still have a season.
Will Sports K and Van City have the reverse retros available same day as the team stores? Don't want to spend $250 at the team stores.
Van City Sports is advertising them. I'm not sure when they're getting them in. I'd recommend emailing them. The Sports K guy emails back pretty quick if you email him. I know he's getting reverse retros because he emailed me to tell me. I don't know which teams he's getting. I would think they should be on sale on the 1st, but it's possible they have to wait. Sometimes the NHL makes it so that there's a regulation that I know when Carolina came out with their new one that Ben had it, but he wasn't allowed to sell it until about a week later. And he was mad because there were other sites that didn't follow that regulation. So he emailed me and said, yeah, so while I'm sitting on this product, they're already selling it. I'm kind of PO'd right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the reverse retros are going to be the same thing, where if you're not affiliated with an NHL team, you have to wait.
Leafs win this year. Have really good feeling.
God, I hope so. It'd be nice to see Toronto win, but keep this in mind. If they win, people will complain it was a shortened season. It wasn't a real season, and they needed some kind of a helper to get them over the line. But it would be nice to see them win. It would be nice to see a Canadian team win a Stanley Cup again. And it would be nice to see good things happen for a franchise that hasn't really had good things happen since 1967.
What was the question about the live stream? Ask it again, because I didn't see it.
What question about the
I
live
don't
stream?
know. That's what I'm asking. Is caffeine really a good idea for Shannon at the moment?
Always. Caffeine's always a good idea.
Well, somebody was asking if the Islanders jersey should be scaly since they have the dragon.
Either that or
Leaf is shiny.
If it's the fisherman, gills. So simulated gills on the shoulders.
What does that have to do with a fisherman? For speed. What does that have to do with a fisherman?
They're speed holes.
Fishermen don't have gills.
But fish do.
Catch fish.
And fishermen.
They are not fish.
Right. So you put like a
speed holes.
You put like a guppy. I guess you could put guppies on the shoulders, and you could have like gills down the arms.
Why would it have a guppy?
Because that's what fishermen catch, or guppies.
No, they don't.
So they can. Those fishing nets, they tend to track things.
No.
Well, you can't use a goldfish because it's not going to match the color scheme of the Islanders. You don't want to mess up good color scheme. So you pick guppies. They're blue.
Guppies live in the Amazon, though. They don't.
Fishermen exist in the Amazon. You're not the boss of the Amazon.
Not those kind of
You
fishermen.
can't tell. You don't know what kind of fishermen I'm talking about, but thanks for...
Islanders fishermen. Please wait while we try to reconnect.
Yep.
You're not the boss of the Amazon.
No, we're back.
Okay.
Yeah, see, we're back.
Can the Islanders jersey be constantly soaking wet? Yeah, that sounds really comfortable. On the ice.
Well, I'm sure that'd be a throwback to the old wool jerseys from the 60s. Those ones were sopping wet all the time, from what players have said. They weren't comfy. So I can't imagine wearing a wool jersey for 60 minutes of hockey. That would have to be so uncomfortable.
Depends on what kind of wool you use, but...
Well, I don't think it was, the kind with the spandex and the, with the cotton and the spandex and that.
What kind of sheep are those?
No, I'm just saying the lycra ones. The ones with the, the high-tech sheep.
Wool lycra?
Yeah, the high-tech ones. They're those
high-tech sheep?
They're those sheeps from Japan.
Sheeps from Japan.
Yeah. Yeah, they're those Japanese ones. They're the high-tech ones. They developed them back in 1982. Remember? When the Vic 20 came out. So yeah, the Vic 20 and then the special sheeps.
See?
So
yes, merino is really nice. It's actually really soft. It depends on how they treat the wool.
We'll still have a live stream tomorrow. This was unplanned. This isn't the official live stream. That's why I'm not taking it official. Tomorrow we'll be taking it
Shannon
official.
doesn't take anything official. I don't know what he's full of crap. So Wagyu sheep, that's not a thing. High-tech sheeps. Yeah, just
there's a lot of high-tech sheeps.
It's not.
The advancement in animals over the last 30 years really doesn't get talked about a whole lot. And it should, because animals have become a lot more smart and a lot more useful. In the digital age of food.
Gosh. What time
and
tomorrow?
Digital age of
Did you decide what time tomorrow?
No, it'll end up being later tomorrow. Because I'm hoping we have hockey news between now and then. I mean, I'm doing the expansion video today for the Rangers, and I've got other video stuff to do too.
Virginia Lancers jersey from the 1980s.
No. That's so obscure and old that there's no way I would have had that. I would have had to have been. I wasn't even collecting jerseys in the 80s. I had hockey shirts, but they weren't jerseys. I finally got jerseys.
Are you going to send out a reminder or something for the live stream tomorrow?
Well, I post it in advance on the channel. So it's always in advance of usually about 3 or 4 hours. And I tell Yvonne once we've started.
Yeah, he likes to tell the people on the channel when the live stream is. But sometimes he doesn't like to tell
live stream's
me.
in half an hour. You might want to get ready.
He doesn't tell me when the live stream is. And I think this should be information that I'm privy to.
Well, you would think.
But
you know.
Sometimes not so much. Sometimes I get the notification from my phone. Oh, my goodness. Shannon.
What? No, I didn't.
You need to inform Yvonne before you inform us. I know, right? No.
Why? I didn't tell her when I was getting married. You guys found out before she did.
He's a dork.
I'm not your dork. You can't talk about me.
Does Ola Ulevi make the Canucks lineup this season?
Yes. With the current depth chart, yes. I don't know. I don't know if he ends up playing a bigger role or if he ends up being the number 6 guy. He has the potential still to be a top 4 defenseman in the NHL. It's just taking him longer to get there due to injuries. But with the current depth chart, yeah, he should be in the top 6.
Well, we live stream on the 1st. That's a Tuesday. So, no. Well, we have to figure out Monday. So we have the Patreon live stream on Monday, but Monday is also Malachi's birthday. Not that we get to do anything, but we're going to try and do fun stuff at home. Told him he needs to figure out what he wants to have for dinner that day because it's not like I can just run to the store and grab whatever. So he better figure that out today.
So,
anyways, our oldest is turning 6. Well, our oldest in the house is turning 16 on Monday.
This is kind of funny. This is an article.
Isn't that crazy?
This is an article from 5 years ago, Hockey News, on advanced stats. And they talk about how Doughty's advanced stats kind of suck, but it doesn't matter. He's still one of the best in the game. Man, it's a good thing they're putting that in the magazine, not on the internet. Because, boy, howdy, I tell you, people get really mad when you say that.
Is it better to hang a jersey versus folding? We hang jerseys just because there's the big Herkin logo, and you don't want to fold.
They take up a lot of space.
They do. And if you have, like, the older Reeboks, you really don't want to fold those shoulders.
Because they stay that way.
Yeah, the shoulder patches are really hard to get folds out of.
Yep.
Yeah, we hang jerseys. If you have Fanatics, those fold fine, though. They don't hold the creases as much.
So I'm looking through this. I may end up doing a video with this,
future
too.
Future birthday, Malachi. Isn't that crazy?
It says
16?
Our game in 5, 10, 5, 15, 25 years. This was 5 years ago. So I'd be interested to know whether or not they were right, because it's predicting what was going to happen now. And if it predicts that we won't have an 82-game schedule and the world's going to shut down, then officially they're seers into the future.
I had a Snoopy Tortoise birthday cake for my 25th last weekend. Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
That's a good idea.
Do you guys make birthday cakes? We do. We do all sorts of fun stuffs. I sometimes remember to post pictures on my Instagram. I'm not always great at that.
And then she's got her Facebook page too. So
yeah, but I don't generally accept friends on my Facebook because I'm not like Shannon.
Well, no, but your cooking page isn't like a private.
That's true.
Little thing.
I think I have like 20 people on there.
So if you want into her cooking page,
I don't have any hockey people on there. Zero.
I can change that.
I
can change that.
I just have my Instagram is mostly hockey and sewing people.
Wait,
I have quite the group of people on my Instagram.
Jordan would like to hear about food. Just saying, Jordan would probably like to hear about the treats that you're making.
I made chocolate macaroons yesterday. The kids were quite impressed. Malachi thinks those are just great. He loves those. Yeah, he loves those. Those are great.
So she'll be making macarons and mousse and everything else. And
not macarons.
Meringues.
Meringues, that's what. I don't know why I said that. Okay.
Yep, chocolate meringue.
Did Commodore make the sheep and did William Shatner endorse them like the, what's that?
Vic 20. You remember the Vic 20? You had a Vic 20. You didn't have a Vic 20. What? Did you have a Commodore 64?
Are you talking about video games?
Computers.
No.
The old Commodore.
No.
You didn't have that?
No.
Wow. I had a VIC-20.
When was that?
Okay, whatever.
No, really,
So-
I'm wondering, when are you talking about?
It was 80s. It was the first
I had
computer that
nothing,
people
no.
had in their homes. Wasn't
I
the Apple.
didn't have
It
a
was the VIC-20.
computer.
The Apples were too expensive.
My first computer was a Dreamcast in 2000. No, 1999. I got it for
All right.
Christmas in 1999. That was my first ever
crap, you were
computer
that
of
old?
any kind.
I was a little kid. I was getting computers.
We didn't have. No. How would we
I'm
have
older
had-
than you, so the fact that I had them as a little kid means it's kind of sad for you.
No,
I'm sorry.
we had nothing like that.
I loved having my own computer.
No.
So you didn't know, you never like went into DOS and
At
you know,
school.
gave orders and told it what to do. And then
At school. We had to do that at school.
I used to do it at home for fun.
No, we never had computers.
I used to be able to
at home.
I used to reprogram games too because they were so simple. You could go in and reprogram
We never
the
had
code.
games. No. Yeah, I had a Texas Instrument. I totally had one of those. Yeah. Okay, there you go. That'd be my first computer.
TRS
No, we
80s.
never had.
TRS
not
80s,
ours.
or as my friend Dave used to call them, trash 80s.
We couldn't afford any kind of computer.
He had a
or
trash
anything.
80. So he'd come
No.
over and I'd go over to his place and he'd be all pissed off because his trash 80
Do you have
was
a
crashing on him.
Christmas hockey jersey? He does. He has
do.
the Santa Claus.
I have a Santa Claus one from Geeky Jerseys. As far as I know, Geeky
Yeah.
Jerseys hasn't announced the winner of the
Yeah,
giveaway
we've
thing
had
yet
people
either.
ask us that.
But I would recommend messaging them. I don't have control over that. So
My first computer was in 1999. Same year I was considering buying a used Commodore from our school for $20. Yeah, we never had anything.
I
like
need to
that
find
at
you a
home
VIC-20.
ever. That wasn't.
I miss dot matrix printers too, though,
Mm-mm.
because I never had to get new
We
ink.
didn't.
Dot matrix printers were just really simple. And now printers are so bloody expensive to maintain and get paid
In the
for and
wrong
everything.
stitch. Wrong stitch. Wrong stitch.
Dot matrix, I would write. When I was writing books, I would just hit print and then I'd go to work because it would take so long to print out the book.
Is it the computer that plugs into a TV? I remember those. That was the Dreamcast. Dreamcast was the first thing that had like the internet.
Yeah. Commodores, yeah, you had to have the monitor.
It was the internet thing, and I plugged it into my 12-inch TV.
Commodore 2, they had the soccer
Um,
game where you could get
was
the
a
ball
big
bouncing on your
pain.
head. And you just take it all the way down the field, and then it just
But there was
go in the
barely
net.
anything on the internet anyways, and you could check
Yeah, but
your
you could play
email
Dig
on
Dug.
it, but it's not like anybody emailed you.
You could play Dig Dug.
So, okay, stop the Dreamcast. Specify who made it. Wasn't
Sega.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Sega Dreamcast.
It wasn't out for very long.
No, because it was terrible.
It was,
It was a
but
flop.
it was the only way that we could afford to have a computer
It was a flop.
and have the internet.
Sega
But it
Sega
was-
had
It
more
was crap.
issues than Nintendo, which is why Nintendo outlived them.
If Canada continues with the quarantine rules next year, will it then have consequences for possible trades between Canadian and U.S. teams?
No. I don't think we're gonna have to worry too much about that. I think that
It was
either
a game console. Yeah.
either general managers won't make the trades between the borders, or hopefully by the time we're up to like trade deadlines and all that, hopefully there's some kind of an openness between the two countries and it won't be a problem. Hopefully.
What is your favorite Vegas jersey?
The gold one is a lot of fun, but I still think the white one is my favorite of the three that I have. We'll see how much I like the reverse retro when I get that one.
I think the gold one is kind of really fun, though it's not comfortable at all.
No,
I need to wear a hoodie under it because it can't touch any skin. Last time when I wore it for like 10 minutes, I just had a shirt on under it and it was like rubbing my collarbone. And even after taking it off, I could still feel where it was rubbing my collarbone. So the one's fun and super Vegas-y, but man, it's uncomfortable.
why is my mother sending me this? Dear Lord. Game worn jerseys. You can get them for $12,345.
Wait, your mom sent you that?
Yeah.
Why? Just to show you? She doesn't actually think you can buy that, does she? I would hope not. Or is she just like, holy crap, look at this?
Merry Christmas, I guess. I mean, and they all have the certificates and everything, but yeah, that's
really expensive.
wow, that's a lot. Ask for more photos.
Having
I don't think
hockey
so.
withdrawals.
Me
January
too.
needs to get here soon.
Yep, me too. Christian Ehrhoff, Buffalo Sabres, $650, and it's a military appreciation night jersey.
I just got the white Vegas jersey with Neil number 18. Have a few Neil ones on different teams. Love having it.
Yeah, white with the numbers looks really nice on the Vegas one. That's wow.
I'm not a huge fan of the white Adidas at all in general. Some of them look nice, but I don't really like the white Adidas. Is so see-through looking, so you can see whatever you have underneath, which I'm not a fan of.
All jerseys in US dollars. Okay, so that's not just 12,345, that's 12,345 US.
Oh dear Lord.
So put that back in my pocket.
Holy crap. That'd be so expensive.
That's apparently he's been selling them off individually, so he's down to a few, but still, that's
holy crap.
No, that's gonna have to be a no for me.
Why are you guys talking about Shannon in a slam dunk contest? What?
I don't slam dunk.
You guys are silly.
I used to be pretty good at playing 21 though.
Not me.
Basketball, I was pretty good at playing 21.
I can't.
Even against better basketball players than me, because I was pretty good at making sure they didn't have a damn shot. I was pretty good at making sure I hit the rim and that ball goes as far out as possible. That I'm pretty good at. Getting it in the basket, less good at that.
Does Ben H accept US dollars while shopping online?
I'm pretty
sure. If you're shopping
sure
online, it converts. It doesn't matter how you're paying, it converts it.
I'm pretty sure he takes PayPal, and PayPal you can convert it.
If you pay
there was
PayPal,
a subscriber.
credit cards,
there was
anything,
a subscriber in
it.
Vegas. They found a jacket, a Bruins jacket that I needed because it's a Bruins jacket I don't have, so I need it. And it was cheap, so he got it, and I paid him for it, including the shipping. And so I just had it convert it from Canadian money I was paying into US dollars, so he got it in US dollars. So I'm pretty sure it'd be the other way around. If you're paying him through PayPal, you can just have it convert.
Yeah, PayPal automatically does the exchange. Same with if you use a credit card, it automatically does the exchange.
I very often use my credit card. When you pay online,
it doesn't matter what currency you do. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's a lot less of a concern than it was, say, 5 years ago.
Yeah, online
shopping has changed everything.
And if you're paying in US dollars to a Canadian site, you're getting a good deal.
Canadian dollar,
on the other hand,
the Canadian dollar right now. I mean,
it's an American. We're just like,
it's evened out a little bit, but it's still the American dollar's $1.30 Canadian. It was $1.37 not that long ago, but it's $1.30 Canadian right now. So it's evened out a little bit, but if you're paying in American dollars, you're going to pay a lot less for things that are listed in Canadian dollars, and he sells in Canadian dollars.
Right. Could you agree that Vancouver Grizzlies had the best jerseys in the league?
They had one of the best jerseys in the league. The Lakers, they've always had a very nice one too, the yellow and purple.
We have been streaming
the T-Wolves. The T-Wolves are really nice too.
Shannon misses talking to people.
I like T-Wolves. T-Wolves jerseys are nice.
So he gets sick of only talking to me.
I don't talk to you. Orlando's a fun jersey as well.
So he does live stream so he can talk to other people that actually care about what he's talking about.
Remember back in the old country? Back in 1865?
Do you recommend the Fans Edge website?
Fans Edge is it is affiliated with the NHL. I've ordered from them before. But I'm pretty sure they're NHL affiliated. It's similar to Fanatics. A lot of what they have in stock is similar to the Fanatics site. So sometimes one site will have a sale that the other one doesn't have. I do peruse both of them.
Shannon's done videos where he talks about all the places that he gets jerseys.
Yep, I did the Christmas guide one a few days ago. I've got numerous videos on where I get my jerseys. I always make sure that goes into the jersey playlist the ones for both my collection and just jersey videos. I have a huge selection of jersey videos on the channel right now.
Oh, don't worry. You guys will see the Santa jersey this month. Don't you worry.
Yes.
The Santa jersey will definitely make an appearance.
Once I get my shipment from Ben, then we'll get the Santa jersey. And depending on how the mail is coming from the States.
Takes forever.
I do have
taken forever.
I do have reverse retros that I got from Team Stores that it was not cheap. I may have sold a cat. I just haven't told him yet. But he'll be fine with it. Because it's for the greater good.
Shadow hates all people, but
it's for the greater good. Hey, it's not my fault.
That is so not how you spell Yvonne. That is a new spelling. I have seen my name spelled so many ways. That's a new one. I do have a jersey collection because Shannon gets me jerseys. I think sometimes he does it because he already has all the jerseys. And sometimes, especially the women's jerseys, you can find them for really cheap.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I do have a bit of a jersey collection as well.
Earlier in the week, I was looking for something. I couldn't find it. And I saw a couple of ugly Christmas sweaters on the Blue Note site. And I was like, all right. So I just bought them for her. I didn't even ask her. Just like, all right, they're ugly Christmas sweaters. She likes ugly clothes. It'll work.
Pardon me? My sweater is awesome.
It's awesome, an ugly Christmas sweater.
It is. It's my big cozy one.
So I got you more ugly Christmas sweaters. You're just proving my point.
I wear awesome clothes. My name is not Ivan either. That's a boy's name.
Her clothes are kind of busy. The funny thing was we're putting together, what was it? An apron?
Yeah.
And it was this really, really busy fabric. So she has this other fabric she's going to use on it that has polka dots. She goes, do you think this makes it look busy? And I just started laughing because it was already eye-gougingly busy as it was. And then she's like, and I'm like, oh yeah, the polka dots really put that over the top. That's what's going to cause it to make people want to gouge their eyes out. That's what's going to do it.
He's just jealous.
Really not.
My apron's awesome.
And it's funny because then I will point out a jersey and she'll be like, oh, that's ugly. Really? Really? Do I need to go get your apron?
My apron's not ugly. It's awesome.
And my jerseys aren't ugly either. So
are Canucks and Bruins my favorite team too?
No.
Nope. Favorite teams are not sexually transmitted, so no.
It's Vancouver, Minnesota, and Winnipeg.
Yes. Could you agree that Dallas has been good this season?
Well, yeah, Dallas was very good this year. The thing with Dallas was that they had trouble with consistency when it came to scoring. So they'd have 5 or 6 games where they looked unstoppable, and then the next 5 or 6 games they looked useless. And it got really, really frustrating because their overall goals for this year, I think they were 29th in the NHL. And last year they were 29th in the NHL. And it gets frustrating because guys like Ben, Sagan, and Radulov, who are making the big bucks, weren't the guys who were dragging them along. It was guys like Hintz and Foxa. So, yeah, I mean, they played very well. They got to the Stanley Cup Finals. They ran into a team that was not going to lose to them in those finals. And now they have to start all over again. And they're going to be in tough this year.
How are you a fan of Minnesota and Winnipeg at the same time? You know, when they play together, those are the best games to watch. They have the most fun games. It's great.
I like Boston and Dallas because I don't really care. I'm fine with whoever wins. Boston Dallas games are a lot of fun to watch. Those ones are really fun to watch.
And Winnipeg and Minnesota playing together, they are great fun.
And then
a lot of times Minnesota can be boring games.
This season we went and watched.
Winnipeg, it's great.
We watched Vancouver and Dallas in Vancouver. And so while I was hoping Vancouver would win the game, when Dallas scored, I was still doing like little golf claps in my lap.
Oh, see, somebody agrees with me. Can recommend Wild versus Jets games, even preseason ones. Yeah, they're really fun games to watch. They are. That's kind of like being fans of the Sharks and Knights. No. There is not an equivalent.
Nope.
No.
Sharks and Knights are on a whole different level.
It's something.
That escalates so fast. It's the equivalent of, hey, how you doing? Your mother's a whore. Wait, where did that come from? What in the world? What are you? And that's how quickly things get ugly between San Jose and Vegas. There's no ramping it up. It's howdy and a punch in the face. There's no, and every other fan base goes, what is wrong with these two fan bases? What is going on here? Even Montreal and Boston are like, you see these guys? Do you see this? Seriously.
It is something. Yeah. Favorite NCAA hockey team, if any?
I will always cheer for a team that plays out of Notre Dame. I cheered for Notre Dame Fighting Irish in football, so Notre Dame is a team that I root for in any sport.
Oh, goodness. Gurianov kind of carried the Stars to the finals.
Gurianov had a few very, very good games, but he does have his droughts as well.
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries.
That's true.
The movie's great.
That's a great movie.
I need to make the boys watch that. What? I'm trying to remember.
The argument is very good.
I remember how it came
on
up.
Monty Python. The argument's fantastic.
I made the boys, if you're on my Instagram, you've seen it. I made the boys hoodies that look like knights' armor because I'm a dork like that. And I made them take a picture with the rabbit in the yard, and I did it at an angle with the bunny. And I was like, okay, now pretend you're really scared. What? Like, no, there's a killer rabbit. Be scared. And then I got the good picture, and they were like, oh, from that movie, It's Only a Flesh Wound. I'm like, yes, that movie. So it took them a little while. So then I realized it's been a long time since I've made the boys watch that.
Yes, that is a Gary Bettman photo on the wall that's autographed.
Yeah.
So
we have had messages.
My thinking being, okay, so the channel's always going to be in good standing because Gary Bettman will go, oh yeah, no, I like the aesthetic on this channel. That's nice.
Pile of bones for a raspberry. That would be funny. Oh, I didn't have bones for the picture. It turned out to be a cute. See,
and all you have to do is have her
really
eat strawberries before you take the
picture.
I
was totally entertained by this picture of the boys.
Because when she eats strawberries, then she's got the red all over her face.
That's funny. But anyways, I'm amused easily.
This is true.
And
that's why you're with me.
The boys love their night hoodies. So
because if somebody's difficult to entertain, then I'm not the answer. So thankfully you're easily entertained, or else I'd be hosed. I'd be having to, learn juggling or something that you really like.
Oh, it's not touchscreen.
What did you do?
People spamming the chat again.
Yay.
That just gets you put in time out.
So
there's that.
We're going to do another live stream tomorrow. We'll shut this one down for now. We'll be back tomorrow, and we will have further discussions about what version of Wild Wing jerseys other teams can have at that time.
Got a lot done.
Complete with some sort of visuals, maybe dolls, something with Photoshop or PowerPoint or something along those lines. So I look forward to that for tomorrow. And thanks for coming out. I apologize that the PlayStation went all wonky. But, we went for almost 2 hours and we had, 10 seconds of downtime? So it's not the internet. But anyways, there you go. Thanks, guys, for coming out. And happy Friday to everybody. Happy belated Thanksgiving to everybody in the U.S. And we will do this again tomorrow.